And for more on that, let's welcome in our guest from Sports Illustrated, making his triumphant return to the Christian Arcand Show, talking, of course, about Mike Debate. Mike, welcome. How we doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, Christian. It's been a minute, man. It's great to be back with you here on the microphone, and always great to be talking winning Patriots football for a change.
I know. It's been a couple of years since we've been able to do this, and let's just go ahead and start right there. I mean, just in the way that you cover the team. Like, I've read your stuff for years. There was optimistic years around the first Mac Jones when his rookie season, and that Jack Jones and Mark. I remember talking with you about those drafts and all the promise that was sort of shown there, and then it all just kind of exploded at the end with Bill Belichick and the way that all ended, the Gerard Mayo year, and then now we see this turnaround. You followed this team a while, Mike. Can you remember a turnaround like this before?
Not like this. This has been unique when it comes to the New England Patriots. It almost looked like status quo was going to continue on the last few times that we had spoken about the Patriots, Christian, and what the Patriots were able to do with drafting Mac and Bill kind of reinventing the wheel a little bit and maybe adding a little bit more of a modern wrinkle to his coaching style. That all fell apart very quickly. Either the message got stale in New England or, the players just were looking for a different type of voice. Maybe Bill wasn't necessarily as dialed into his team as he had been in years past. Gerard Mayo comes in, I think, with great intentions, but unfortunately it just wasn't quite the fit that Robert Kraft and the Patriots brass hoped it would be. Mike Vrabel is the ideal steward to move this team forward. The positivity that he exudes every single day, whether it be from the podium or whether it be on the field, is something that his players have just bought into. It's clicked. And now with Drake May at the helm and running the offense, Josh McDaniels back in the fold, kind of lending his wisdom and counsel wherever it needs to be on the field, this team is buying into it. And defensively, they've grown by leaps and bounds. Offensively, this is a different ball club. They're playing fundamentally sound football again, and you're seeing the results each and every week. The Patriots take the field.
Mike, what do you say to people that this is just a result of an easy schedule? What do you say to that criticism of this team and all those things you just mentioned about Vrabel and the culture and all of that? How do you sort of square that?
Well, look, you're going to catch a lot of Patriots haters. You're going to catch a lot of national pundits that are going to use that argument. I always buy into the Bill Parcells theory, and you can only play the schedule they put in front of you, which means the teams that you're going to be facing off against, they've been decided by the league. You can't really do anything about the level of competition that you have, except for beating the teams that you're supposed to beat and going into high-profile, high-level matchups, ready to compete and giving those teams everything that they can handle. Since week 3 of this season, the Patriots have done that, and they've done that in spades. They've been able to move themselves forward when they needed to. They've won close games. They haven't beat themselves like we've seen them do year after year. It seemed like since Tom Brady took his talents down to Tampa Bay, this team, again, is moving forward because they're fundamentally sound, they're well prepared, but they're properly motivated. I would simply say that the Patriots are taking care of business. If it's an easy schedule, that's fine. Whether you win by 50 or whether you win by 5 each and every week still counts as the same win in the win column. So a couple of marquee matchups, including one this weekend that might be a little tougher now than most of us had anticipated, still exist on the schedule for the Patriots. People are wondering what this team is made of. We're going to find that out in short order.
We didn't find out enough when the Buffalo game and the Tampa game. I feel like that kind of got ironed over, not by the national media, but certainly by Vegas. Like the Vegas Super Bowl odds, they're still outside the top 10. It does seem as though, even though you just heard with Schefter right there, him saying, do I think they're going to win the Super Bowl? No, probably not. And it just seems like there's still doubt about this team. Where do you think that doubt springs from outside of the easy schedule?
Well, I think you're looking at a second-year quarterback that has not been battle-tested in the playoffs yet. That does count for something. So until we see this team do it in the playoffs, there's going to be naysayers. There's going to be negativity. And look, right now, the pulse of the NFL national universe still lies in Kansas City, whether anyone wants to admit that or whether they don't. That's going to be the team they're always going to gravitate towards. And even at 5-5, there are still people that think that they're going to rise from the doldrums, not lose another game, and they're going to triumphantly march into Santa Clara, and they're going to be the AFC representative. That all may happen. But the thing that really gives me a lot of confidence about this Patriots team is, quite honestly, Christian, they don't seem to care. I think they're really indifferent to the fact that the national pundits may be against them, that they may not be getting the credit they deserve for 2 very impressive wins over Tampa Bay and over Buffalo. I think this team is just basically very much inclined and very much content to live for every week and make sure that their efforts are focused each and every week on their individual opponent and then let the pieces fall as they lie. So on that basis, anything's possible with this club. We've seen strange runs before, and there's talent on both sides of the ball in New England now for the first time in a few years. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We're talking with Mike Debate from Sports Illustrated. All right, we're going to get in the weeds a little bit here, Mike, because there is one small thing that may not be a small thing now, actually, when you really break it down. A big part of this team's identity on the defense has been their run defense. It's tops in the league. They've been excellent at stopping the run. They haven't really been getting after the quarterback quite so much, but against the run, they've been tops, except for the last 2 weeks. The Bucs and the Jets both averaged over 5 yards per carry, and Milton Williams is out for over a month here. Is this something that they can sustain, and what is this defense's identity like without Milton Williams out there plugging up the middle and stopping the run?
Yeah, this is going to be a challenge, and I know Patriots fans are looking at the backups and the players that we have in place, meaning a Christian Barmore or a Kyrie Tonga, who's been excellent, one of the best free agent signings that the Patriots have made this year. But Williams has been at the top of that list, and there's been a reason for it. He simply adds a dimension to this team that they haven't had in quite some time. He's their top defender, in my opinion. You're losing the tackle ability, the ability to go get the quarterback, 3.5 sacks. But the thing that really, I think, is really his impact is if you look at the Patriots' defenses in these past couple of years, they would read and react to the run or the pass. They don't have to do that anymore. That defensive front can get unlocked now. They can get upfield. They've been leading to more plays behind the line of scrimmage, and that's one of the big reasons why this run defense has been so solid. Without Milton Williams in that lineup, it puts a lot of pressure on Christian Barmore to be the man. It puts a lot of pressure on Kyrie Tonga maybe to step up and be the 1A to the number one that's going to be defending the team. So now you're going to have to look at guys like Joshua Farmer. You're going to have to look at guys like Corey Durden, who have played well, but you need them to now step up and be an everyday type of force in that run defense. And we've noticed this team a little bit, I don't want to say slipping because I think they've been playing strong defense, but as the weather gets colder, teams are going to run the football more, and they're going to attempt to try to poke holes in some of the areas where they think this run defense might be vulnerable. This is going to be a big game for the Patriots to show that they can still step up, they can stop the run, and that they have the capability of having that front seven be formidable. Because if they're starting to break down, it's going to put a lot of pressure on the secondary. And right now, that could be a problem with some of the quarterbacks that they have left to face on this schedule.
No question about it. Mike, looking at the AFC playoff landscape right now, of course, no one wants to go head-to-head with the Chiefs. I think that's an easy one there. Who would you most like to see the Patriots match up with, and who do you think they'd have the toughest matchup with?
Well, I always subscribe to the theory, Christian. You know me. I'm an old Ric Flair guy. To be the man, you got to beat the man. And I don't want any part of the defending champions in a playoff run. It's always a difficult situation. Look, the Buffalo Bills know the Patriots backwards and forwards. This matchup that they're going to have coming up at Gillette this time is going to be an old-fashioned barn burner, and these guys are going to go head-on-head. The Colts right now are a team that obviously is playing at a high level, but I think they're able to be had with the right game plan. The Steelers, the Patriots have familiarity there. Maybe they're reeling a little bit. They could be a potential easier road for the Patriots. But you know, bottom line, I really don't think any team that qualifies for the playoffs is going to provide an easy road this year. The AFC to me is wide open, and you got the Denver Broncos sitting up there at the top spot. The way they play defense really scares me about the way the Patriots love to employ their offensive attack in using the run to facilitate play action and really allow Drake May to not only extend plays and make plays with his legs, but take the shots downfield we're seeing him take. The Denver Broncos are the best in the league at being able to shut that off. So that's a matchup, if I'm New England heading into the playoffs, that may cause a bit of concern or a few sleepless nights. But you know, other than that, I think just being back in the playoffs is going to be such a big it's just going to be such a big boon for this team, and really just a big source of joy that they haven't had in quite a few years. So enjoy the run while you can, and go in with expectations that this team can hang with anybody, because I truly believe they can.
All right, before we let you go here, is Drake May the MVP of the league right now, and will he be at the end of the season?
I'm biased. I do believe he is right now, because I believe the turnaround and what this team has done is not possible without the play of Drake May and the way he's been able to lead this team. Yes, he's had help. Yes, he's had great coaching. But bottom line, you have to go out there and do it every single game, and he's done that. He's limited the turnovers. He's not making foolish plays. He's keeping his team in the game every single time. And I don't think the Patriots would be a 9-2 club without him. That being said, at the end of the day, Matthew Stafford's playing some great football out there in Los Angeles right now for the Rams. I think it's going to be tough for the national audience to embrace Drake over Matthew Stafford. So right now, I'd probably say at the end of the season, I think it's going to be Stafford. But who knows? Maybe someone comes in and makes a run and makes this a real challenge. Or maybe Drake plays lights out the rest of the way and kind of eliminates his competition. Anything can happen in the NFL. Nothing would shock me at this point.
All right, that is Mike Debate joining us here in the Christian Arcand Show. You can follow him on Twitter at MDABATENFL, MDebateNFL. Mike, great to talk with you again, man. Let's keep in touch. We'll talk again soon, all right?
Absolutely. Always my honor and privilege, Mud. Keep up the great work.
All right, very nice. Thanks, Mike. Mike Debate there. Too nice, that guy. Joining us here in the Christian Arcand Show. Go ahead and give him a follow on Twitter. You can read his stuff on Sports Illustrated, SI.com.